So if we look at ourselves, if we're honest with ourselves, we have to look at our lives and say, who am I leaving out? Who am I talking about behind their back? Who am I picking on because I see them as being a little bit different than me? You have to be honest with yourself. And you have to know that that person might take it as a great hurt, even though within ourselves we don't think we're doing anything really that bad. This is why we have to address this. So ask yourself this question. Even if what you're doing is not major, if you got a report that something happened to somebody in your school or in your neighborhood, and you knew that you had this much to do with something negative in your life, how would you feel if you found out that happened? If you knew the last word you told somebody was something having to do with, teasing them or putting them down or leaving them and screwing them out of the clique, how would you feel if you knew that was your last action with that person? You feel horrible, right? Yeah. So we've got to ask ourselves, what damage are we really doing when we're picking with people? If we want greatness in our lives and we want to do great things in our lives, we need to be somebody who empowers the people around us. If you want a great school here at St. Anthony's School, you have to be someone who empowers everybody that comes into contact with you. You've got to be that kind of person, because it's those people who end up doing great things in life. It's never the person who pulls someone back down. Have you ever heard of the crab in the bucket mentality that some people have? Do you know what that is? The crab in the bucket mentality. What that is, if you take a bunch of crabs and you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, and one crab figures out how to get out of that bucket, halfway on his way out, the other crabs do what? Pull him back down. Instead of saying, how's he doing that? Let me emulate that. Let me copy that so I can get out too. No, they pull the crab back down. And that's what bullies do. You try to feel better about yourself by keeping people down. And that is no way to success in your life. You see, a lot of times, the people that do amazing things in life are a little bit different than everybody else. You think about it. The great composers, if you read the stories of Beethoven and Mozart and these people, they were very different because they were so skilled at one thing. And they weren't popular growing up. Some of them weren't popular until they were long dead. But they were very different and very skilled. And a lot of times the people that people pick on are different. They're just cut a little bit different. But let me tell you something. Being different is not a bad thing. You see, you can't be ordinary and extraordinary at the same time. There's no way. You can't fit in and stand out at the same time. You're going to be a little bit different if you're really going to reach out and do something in life. And the people around you, sometimes they have that crab in the bucket mentality. They try to pull you back down so they can feel better about themselves. And that never, ever works. Never.